Good morning, rebels of the Sunday Morning Club. I'm Faith Chappell, and today we're not talking about tiny tweaks or shiny facades. We're talking about the revolt. This is our theme for everything I'm doing this week. Our theme isn't about makeover, it's about revolt. Got that? I'm hoping you really resonate. This is not about changing your hair or your desk or setup or morning playlist. Reinvention isn't a coat of paint. It's a demolition. It's choosing to rip out the outdated walls in your life and rebuild something that really feels like you. So we're going to talk about all those differences. We'll do the same routine as we normally do. Breath work, meditation, you name it. Let's get going. How we start our Sunday sets the tone for our entire week. So welcome to the Sunday Morning Club, the show dedicated to intentional living and personal growth. I'm Faith Chappell, and on behalf of all of us here at Elevated Living, I invite you to take this time for yourself to find your center and fill up your cup. I'm so glad you're here. So this morning is about burning down what no longer serves you and stepping into a life that isn't polished, but it's powerful. So let's begin, because here's the truth. Society sells reinvention as a makeover, a little glow up, a new planner, a few affirmations on a vision board. But what I know for sure is that no amount of lipstick on top of it will make it yours. Reinvention isn't cosmetic. It's a revolt against everything that told you to shrink, play nice, to be palatable. And it's not about fixing yourself, right? It's about rejecting the system, whether it's the toxic workplace, outdated family narratives, or your own inner critic, and building new rules. So when you treat reinvention like a makeover, you stay stuck in the same frame, just with a new filter, right? But when you treat it like a revolt, you claim your power back unapologetically. So this morning we're going to go to experience what revolt really feels like in our bodies, in our minds, in our daily choices. So let's start by closing your eyes and taking a breath. We're good at closing our eyes, so let's close our eyes. And I want you to picture a part of your life that feels stale, right? Or suffocating. Maybe it's your schedule. Maybe it's a role that you've been playing. Maybe it's the voice in your head that says, be smaller, right? Now imagine this part of your life as a crumbling old building. Peeling paint, weak foundation, outdated wiring, right? I want you to visualize yourself holding a match. Don't hesitate. You can strike it, you can drop it, and you can watch that false identity burn down. I want you to now feel it in your body. Where do you feel resistance to that revolt? Is it in your chest? Like, is it pressure because you're scared? Is it in your gut like it's in a knot? Or is in your head that you feel really foggy? I want you to take those emotions and what you're feeling. I want you to write down in your journal one word that describes the physical sensation of holding onto that old system. And then I want you to do one word that describes what you feel as you picture yourself letting all of that burn, all those old thoughts and feelings and things that held you back. I want you to acknowledge and share that with strength, right? So yes, it might feel a little tight, right? And it might feel a little challenging, but we begin when we begin to move forward when we stop tolerating that tightness, right? Because spaciousness is what gives us power. And the reason we do Sunday Morning Club is to gain that spaciousness, right? And we gain it through all the practices that we've been doing over the past I don't know how long you've been with me, but the past few weeks, months, and maybe even years. So let's start with a little bit of journaling, and let's talk about the system that you're revolting against, right? So I want you to write down the unspoken rules or systems that you've been living under, right? Or the invisible scripts, that might be like, I always have to be available, right? Or if I want to succeed, it means exhaustion. So if I want to get healthy, I'm going to be exhausted all the time because I have to walk, work out, and whatever. Or it might be I'm not supposed to make waves. So what are those invisible scripts that you kind of hold you back from doing something new? Okay. And then when you've written those, I want you to write down who benefits from these rules. Is it you or is it someone else? Is it an employer? Is it a toxic dynamic relationship that you're in? Is it an old version of you that you just do because you want to keep the peace? Who is it that benefits from all those rules you've been thinking about? Okay? So write that down. And the third thing I want you to write down is really it's revolt time. So which one of those rules are you ready to burn today? I want you to circle it, big circle. I want you to write a sentence like, I no longer serve this rule. The rule now serves fire because you're burning it, right? So whatever it is. So if it is that you're always available, write it down. I no longer serve this rule that I'm always available. The rule is going out. You're going to start looking after yourself. Okay. It's a really incredible, powerful journaling exercise. You guys are getting used to journaling each and every Sunday morning, and I'm hoping that's really helping you. I am actually hoping that you're doing it on a daily basis, because when you write it down, it becomes real, right? What's written is real. And that makes a massive difference to how you can actually input new things into your life. You know, there's a really great quote. It's the master's tools will never dismantle the master's house. Get it? Because reinvention isn't about redecorating the house. It's about building a new one, right? It's about building a new one. So with that in mind, we're going to ignite the body a little bit with fire breath, right? Have you heard of fire breath? It's very simple, but you might have heard of breathing fire. You might have heard it in certain yoga capacities, but I want you to sit tall, right? Sit tall and comfortable, and I want you to inhale deeply. And I want you to exhale sharply through your nose, pulling your belly in. So as you exhale, I want you to pull your belly in. Can you do that? So as you inhale deeply through your nose and exhale sharply through your nose and pulling your belly in at the same time. Does that make sense? I want you to let those inhales be passive and the exhales be strong and forceful. It's kind of the opposite of what we normally do. And we're going to do this just a few times, you know, a couple of rounds, 3 rounds. And I want you to feel how that fire breathing really wakens you up, makes you feel alive and want you to move forward. So we're inhaling deeply, exhaling. Inhale, exhale. You feel your stomach go in at the exhale. So inhale, exhale. You can start to feel your body really opening up. The fire is engaging in your body, and that's called fire breathing. And when you want to really get going, and it's the opposite of what we're doing when we're relaxing with our breath. You're actually now moving forward with our breath, which is completely different. So hopefully that's working for you. Just going to check to make sure my mic's working. Okay. So now what I want you to do is I want you to do a little bit of meditation, right? Because we've done the breathing and you understand the fire breathing. And now I want you to close your eyes and I want you to see all the ashes of life that you burned down. So whatever you burnt down, I want you to visualize them. The rubble of rules, right, basically, that no longer serve you. They don't serve you anymore. And from those ashes, you can see yourself rise, right? You're stronger, you're clearer, you're unapologetic because you've recognized you've burnt what doesn't serve you away and you're ready. Did the fire breath and you're ready to see yourself stepping into a new life that isn't about pleasing others, but it's about leading yourself. So I'm going to feel that heat in your chest, feel the strength in your spine, and then whisper to yourself, my reinvention is my revolt. Got that? My reinvention is my revolt. And now let's revolt with the body. So one of our favorites is always shake off, right? So you stand or sit. I'm going to sit only because of the camera, but you feel free to stand. So I want you to stand or sit and shake your arms and your legs and your torso and imagine shaking off all those old rules, right? Everything that you've you don't want to do anymore. You're shaking it off. It's like that Taylor Swift song, Shake It Off. I love that song. Why? Because it really resonates. Like, get rid of what doesn't serve you, right? Shaking is great any time of the day. It will make you feel more energetic and alive because but I want you to not just shake, I want you to visualize you shaking everything that doesn't serve you away from your body. Okay? And now let's do a power stance or a power sit. So you keep your feet wide, or if you're on the floor, just make sure you're cross-legged comfortably, hands on your hips, right? Your chest is open. You feel how powerful that is when you're standing. We call this a power stance when we're speaking. When you stand with a strong spine, hands on hips, and that forces you to open your chest, you breathing in power, you feel powerful. You're not sitting, slumped over and small. You are sitting or standing, taking up so much space around you. And that's really a powerful thing to think of, because we're doing something different today. We're claiming power. We are not trying to be calm and relaxing. We're doing the opposite things. So as you inhale, I want you to reach your arms up as if you're claiming the sky. Inhaling, right? As you exhale, I want you to pull it down to your heart and say mine. Easy exercise, right? So inhaling up, inhaling, it's mine. Inhaling, reaching up, claiming everything you want. And as you exhale, you hold it to your heart and you say, this is mine. You can do it as many times as you want, okay? And then simply, you've done all this. I want you to twist everything out. We've done side twists. We usually do it to relax and engage. This time we're just twisting. We're not moving our arms. We're twisting and we're exhaling with a ha, right? Ha, ha. We're releasing our tension. We're exhaling. We're releasing what's gone. Everything that was holding us back is gone. You can do it slowly, or you can speed it up. Whatever feels comfortable to you. But in essence, what you're doing is you are releasing again what you've already released. And now you've done all that. You've shaken it. You've released it. You've twisted it. You've opened up your heart. And now I want you to, hands are quietly sitting on your heart or on your belly. And I want you to just feel the revolt and how grounding this power is. You should start feeling much more grounded and focused and ready to go, because you've told yourself, I'm done. I'm leading the revolt. I'm going for it. Okay. But I do want to keep in mind, as you're doing all of these exercises this week, I want you to think about that every revolt needs fuel, right? And so as you are moving towards a new life and a new aesthetic, I want you to really this week choose one small, powerful act of nourishment that really helps the rebellion, right? That helps you feel rebellious against the culture of depletion, I guess, right? And maybe it's eating breakfast before touching your phone. Maybe it's drinking water instead of powering through more coffee. And maybe it's a nourishing meal at a time your old self would have skipped because you were too busy, because food can be fuel for freedom, right? I know I learned, I used to skip breakfast. I hated breakfast, never liked it my whole life. Still don't like it. And so, what I started doing was my naturopath started telling me to start drinking some protein shakes. So whatever I wanted to do with it, but just throw some protein to get that fire moving in the morning. And she was right. And I changed the time frame. So when I first get up, I don't do it. I do it a little bit later, but I've recognized that I need that fuel for my body. I need that fuel to be able to move forward, to be able to do things I want to do. But I recognized that I could revolt against what I thought was supposed to be what I was supposed to do, which is a typical breakfast. And instead, I reinvented and embraced something new that made a difference to me. Because reinventing isn't about polishing that old, right? It's about revolting. It's about burning down what doesn't serve you and daring to live unapologetically new, right? So what's your challenge for this week? I want you to identify that one rule that you circled in your journal, remember? And I want you to break it loudly, proudly, intentionally. I want you to break it, break it, break it. And then each morning, I want you to whisper to yourself, this is my revolt. Why are you saying that? Because each morning I want you to wake up and go, this is my revolt, which gives you the signal that I am ready to do something new. I'm not taking no for an answer. And then please share that revolt. Share it with comments, share it in our community, share it with someone so that people can see that you're serious and that you are committed to ensuring that you want to move forward. So I'm Faye Chappell. Thank you for rising with me this morning. I want you to make your week really fierce, free, and unapologetically yours. And with that, our time together comes to a close. Thank you for showing up for yourself today. Take that feeling of this space with you and let it guide your actions and reactions this week. I'm Faye Chappell. On behalf of everyone here at Elevated Living, I'm wishing you a week of profound peace and clarity.